In the meantime, our house was open for the Filipino soldiers that were stationed out at Camp Cooke. On the weekends, we had soldiers in and out of our house, having food and drinks and, getting to know the soldiers. And then around August of that same year, a friend of ours, a family friend, his name was Felix Andalero. He had joined the army and he became a lieutenant out at Camp Cooke. So he had met up with some of these Hawaiian boys that had come from Fort Benning, Georgia. And so he said to them, he says, I know a couple of Hawaiian families in Guadalupe. Would you like to meet them? And they said yes. So then one weekend he brings the boys over to this other Hawaiian family, and this friend of my mom calls her and says, oh, Felix came with some of the Hawaiian boys and they want to meet you. And so she says, oh, okay. So she calls me, she goes, Jay, she says, take me over to Clara's house. Clara has some Hawaiian boys over at her house. So we go over to Clara's house. And so as we walk in, my mother walks ahead of me. And so she's being introduced to the boys. So as we go along and being introduced, I see this fellow that's sitting over in the corner. So when we got to him, and he was introduced as Alfredo Alfonso, but they call him Opu. So then when my mother moved aside, and I looked at him, and first thing that hit my mind, I go, whoa, what a hunk. So anyway, so then, everybody said hello and all that. And so I could hardly wait to get home to go tell my girlfriends about all these cute Hawaiian guys that were there. And so anyway, a couple of weekends, they were going over to Clara's house. And then one weekend, my mom says to Felix Andalero, she said, why don't you invite the Hawaiian boys over to the house, come and have dinner with us. So they came, a bunch of them came. And so they came, and so we had food and drinks and everything. And so they were singing songs and playing the ukulele and stuff. And so they taught us some of these songs, but some of them weren't what you call that you would, teach little kids. But so anyway, so then a couple of weekends go by, and so they finally decided. They went down to LA for a couple of times, and then they went up to San Francisco a couple of times. But then my then boyfriend, how would I say that? He wasn't my boyfriend yet, said they were getting tired of going back and forth to San Francisco and LA because it was too far. And by the time they get there, it's time to turn around and come back. So they said, no, we'll just go to Guadalupe. So they come over to our house, and so my mom kind of took a shining to Alfredo Alfonso. So she tells me, she says, because there in the back of our house, there was like a little room. So she says, why don't you go and straighten up the back room there, so Alfred and Richard could sleep in there. So I did that. So it was just like they were big brothers to us, because I was only 14 at the time. So every weekend they would come. Saturday night, we would go to the movies, and then Sunday morning, we would go to Mass. So this went on for several months. Then I knew something was changing. And then so Alfred said something. He says, I don't know how to say this. He says, but I'm falling in love with you. And that I didn't know what to say, but here I am, only 14 years old.